Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I am your ever-loving host, Shorty, and straight off, I want to say, yeah, I need a shave. This needs to get sorted out, doesn't it? Being sat at home most of the time on my own, I'm not really worried about it, but I just caught myself in the camera earlier, and it's like, oh, yeah, really annoying underbeard going on there. Anyway, enough about me. How you been? Today, I'm going to be reviewing The Recount. This one right here, in fact. Apparently, actually came out a while ago in the States, but due to an awful lot of the international shipping issues, we only got ours this week. Well, technically yesterday. So it goes on sale today. I've already got 2 copies taken. I've got a handful left. But from what I can see, it's already doing good guns all over the place. A lot of people are wanting to pick it up and give it a read. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Red Atlantis had the same kind of thing. It's just kind of come out at the right time. Now, whether this was planned, I mean, yes, could easily say that. It's not as if people don't know when the American election's going to be. I live in a small market town in the north of England, and I really knew. American publishers certainly knew, and no doubt, back in March and February, if they were looking for cool stuff to put out later on the year, this kind of thing would have grabbed their attention. Not to say isn't worth the attention. I quite enjoyed Red Atlantis, as I told you this one. It wasn't like a jump off the shelf, oh my god, like I can't believe it's better than a red kind of thing. But my interest in politics means I'm always going to pick something like that up and check it out. Same with Recount. This one has a slightly different premise. It's a lot less like weird kind of happening conspiracy theory kind of stuff. In fact, it's kind of like just out and out a thing that is happening. Not in the real world, it's in its own fictional universe. And that's one thing worth saying straight away. It is a fictional universe. And even if it wasn't, even if this was based on or inspired by real life events, interestingly, at no point did they use either the word Democrat or Republican. There is no elephant, there is no mule. It is just politicians and people and celebrities and special interest groups and military industrial complex. It's everything without ever bothering to get into like one party is worse than the other. I have my opinions on this, but hey, this is not about me. We've already had a conversation about my beard. That's all you're getting from me today. What I talk about is a comic book. And it's kind of nice that it doesn't go that route, because it's really easy to be like, well, if we're going to impeach a president and have them thrown out of office based on like previous experience, chances are you automatically, sorry, heard some noise out the door there. Chances are you're going to automatically assume something to do with Republicans, because they seem to have a bit more of a history for it. Not that it's like a uniquely Republican thing, obviously, but well, it's where my mind goes to, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people who do as well. But the thing that he's been thrown at, well, been impeached for and resigning from office for, this president, who, no spoilers, literally gets his head blown off in the first few pages, seemed to be like a lot of people seem to dislike the fact that he was sending people off to war in a foreign country, which is much more of a democratic thing. There's a line from a TV show I quite enjoy. Republicans want to spend a whole bunch of money on the military, not send them anywhere. Democrats don't want to spend anything and send them everywhere. And because of that, it's like, well, it could go either way. This one, it could be Democrat, it could be Republican. But the actual conspiracy, or just thing that is happening, should I say, is that a bunch of people are very, very unhappy. They call themselves the masses. And they're very unhappy that this guy did what he did, and executing him on live TV wasn't enough. They're going to take down like everyone involved in, which includes his cabinet, special interest groups who put him up there, the military-industrial complex who basically manipulated things to get going, and oh yes, literally everyone who voted for him. This is kind of a fun little thing to have the whole, oh, how do you know who you voted? Because you wrote stuff about it on social media. Find that just entertaining on its own, and that's basically issue 1. Now, in the past, I always say this, like, you know, the idea that the issue 1 is just what it says on the back, and this is all it is. And it's pretty much the only thing I can criticize it for, if I'm completely honest. I don't like it when they do this. I like the idea they're going to do something a bit different, a bit exciting, and spin it so you just really want to come back and see, like, well, hell, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. But it is. It is exactly what I thought it was going to be. And although, yeah, that's technically, it's not a bad thing. Like if I was expecting a great comic book, it was terrible, for instance, you know, it doesn't matter how exciting and interesting it was just a bad comic book. This is a good comic book, though. It uses that what I'm now going to refer to as the in-house scout style, which is just a very cool bit of scratchy art, but it does page layouts really quite nice as well. Nothing like really over the top, but I just remember seeing this double page. And I quite liked how they'd done that with like the mixing up of the color palettes and everything, the kind of mirroring of the layout. That kind of style gets put in a lot as you're going through, and eventually they even rock, because why the heck wouldn't they? The classic 9 panel grid, but they do it well. it's not just in there because it's a 9-panel grid. They actually do it to show like interference in like a few seconds, and it shows times flicking. And it's effectively, that's why the 9-panel grid works really quite nicely, because you can use it to do something rather than do it because it's a 9-panel grid. So the two people involved in this one, Hedrick and Ibarra, basically know their craft. The writing is spectacular. The story, although yes, it doesn't do anything that I'm expecting it to do, is great. Like once you get into it, it feels very real. The conversations people have, the pacing of the dialogue is really, really quite cool. It's hard to fault it, really, and it is really good looking. Yes, I know I describe it as scratchy artwork, but I really like this kind of art style, and it is brutal when it comes to its violence. It's like unforgiving and unrelenting. It's very much for grown-ups, and because of that, I really like it, and I recommend people check it out. If you're looking to find a comic book store that's got some, we've got 3. Then get in contact, grab a copy. You'll not be disappointed. That's it for me today, though. I'm probably going to do one from home tomorrow, so you might get to my dog again. Until then, take it easy. Bye.